Hello and welcome to Module 1 of Exam 70-410. Deploying and Managing Windows Server 2012. This lesson is about Windows Server 2012 Dashboard. Windows Server 2012 includes the new Windows 8 Start screen, but unlike its client cousin, boots straight to the desktop, presuming you installed an edition with a GUI. The first thing you see is the dashboard, which is part of the new Server Manager. Server Manager is also available for Windows 8 as part of the Remote Server Administration Tools, RSAT, and Microsoft intends that running GUI administration tools remotely will be the norm for Server 2012. The dashboard offers a quick view of server status, as well as the ability to add and remove features. In this video, we will demonstrate how to get around Server 2012 dashboard, do some common configurations on a freshly installed Windows Server 2012, and talk about NIC teaming. So let's start our demonstration. In this video, we are going to talk about Server Manager. This is our first server. It has just been installed. And the welcome screen here is the Server Manager dashboard. Let's have a quick look at it and explain it in more details. Here is the welcome note, where we have some shortcuts. Configure this local server, add roles and features, create server groups, and others. We can hide this. And if we want, we can show it later by going to View and Show Welcome Tile. Here we also have roles and server groups, File and Storage Service, Local Server, and All Servers. As you can see, the number 1 here shows that right now we only have one server. So if we go to What's New, we can find the new roles that are implemented on Windows Server 2012. We can also click under Learn More, and here we have some other links. Here we can refresh the dashboard, which is refreshed every 10 minutes by default. Other notifications are flagged here. Currently, we have no tasks running. Here we have Manage. And from here, we can add roles and features, add servers, or create a server group, which we are going to explain later. Here we also have Server Manager properties. Here is the refresh period. You can change it to 5, for example. And you have to check this box if you want Server Manager to start automatically at logon. Let's create a server group. We can put it in the same group of servers that have the same location or the same roles. Right now, we have only one server. But let's name the group Local Servers. And here we have Win 2012 Core. Let's add this server to the group. And by clicking OK, you can find it here. At Local Servers Group. So this is our server. Under Tools, we have the tools related to the configuration of this local server. And also, here is going to be displayed all the roles that we're going to install later. Under View, we have the zoom size. You can choose to minimize or maximize it according to your needs. Let's make it 100%. Here we also have Help. And that's about all about the dashboard. Now let's go to our local server and make some quick configurations. As you can see, here is the computer name. Win 2012 Core. Now it's not a core anymore, so you can change it and leave it Win 2012. Then we click OK. To change a computer name requires a restart of the system, but we are going to restart it later. Here we also have the workgroup. In a later module, we're going to explain how to join a computer to a domain. You should never forget to configure Windows updates. Go to Change Settings and choose Install Updates automatically. Now we can check for updates. We can minimize it and continue. Here we have also the Windows Firewall. Right now, it's public. We can change it later to a guest or domain network. We are going to talk about firewalls in more detail in later videos. One of the most important things here is the remote management, which helps us to remotely manage this computer. Right now, it is enabled. We can disable it if we want to. We can also enable remote management by going to Start and by typing CMD to open command prompt. Let's change the parameters of this command prompt. Let's make it 12 by 16 for a better view. And here we can type WinRM space QC, Windows Remote Management, Quick Configuration. By pressing Enter, we can enable or disable the remote management for this server. Let's type Yes, Y, and press Enter. WinRM has been updated for remote management. So this is another way to enable or disable remote management. Also here we have Remote Desktop, which is enabled right now, but we can disable it if we want. If we don't allow remote connections, our connection will be lost. So let's leave it enabled. One of the coolest features of Windows Server 2012 is NIC teaming, which is disabled. NIC teaming is to make 2 or 3 network cards work together, to make them like a team. In order to increase the input throughput speed. Right now we have 3 network cards, external, internal 1, and 2. We can make a new team by clicking Tasks. Here we have a new team. Let's name this team Internal Cards. And here we can choose members of the team, which are internal 1 and 2. Here we also have some additional properties. Here is the standby adapter, which will replace automatically the faulty network card problem. Right now, we have only 2 cards, so we can manage it later. By clicking OK, we have our NIC team ready. But since these are all virtual network cards, they are going to appear disconnected. Let's have a quick look at Open Network and Sharing Center. Change adapter settings. And here we can see internal 1 and internal 2. And this new team is disconnected since it is being used virtually. We have no IP. But we can assign an IP to this NIC team. We are going to talk in more details about IPs in the later videos. So we will skip it for now. If we want, we can remove this team. By clicking Delete here, we can remove the team. And here are all 3 network cards. Let's close this window. Here we have Windows Error Reporting, which is off. You can enable it if you want. And all the miscellaneous problems we will have in our computer will be sent to Microsoft for further analysis. Here we have also Customer Experience Improvement Program. We are not participating, but if you want, you can participate in it. Then we have our time zone and product ID. Here we can see our operating systems. Standard evaluation. We are also using Hyper-V as our hardware virtualization platform. Here we have 8 GB of RAM and 60 GB of hard disk. This is all the information about our local server. Here are the events. All the errors that have occurred are here. And we can filter them. Let's say warning. And all the severity warnings are going to be shown. Here we have services. We can filter them by running, for example. And here are all the running services in our server. We can stop a service with a right-click over it and by choosing Stop Services. Stopping services may cause service discontinuity, so you have to be careful when you stop a service. And also, if you go further down, you can find Best Practice Analyzer. This is a new feature, and we can start a BPA scan. And the best thing about this BPA is that it is going to analyze all our configurations in our server and give us some recommendations. Here is our performance. We can configure performance alerts. Let's say if you have a threshold of 85% of CPU usage, that's going to be displayed on our graph. We can add other criteria, but this is only an introduction. And here are our roles and features, which will be demonstrated in our next video. We will talk about the differences about roles and features. Also, we can add or remove roles and features. This is how you do it. Under Manage, we have Add Roles and Features. It is the same thing. Let's have a look at all servers. Here will be displayed all the servers which we are going to add later. Right now, we only have one server. And if you right-click on it, you can do some of the tasks. We can open PowerShell, configure NIC teaming, refresh or start performance counters. This is our new group, local servers. There is only one server right now. I think this is enough for this video. Here we have Windows updates. There are 37 important updates. Let's choose them all. Then we click Install. We see that there are about 600 megabytes of updates. Let's pause this video and see you in the next video. In this video, we showed you a quick overview of Server 2012 dashboard. Did some standard configurations on Windows Server 2012 and explained NIC teaming. Let's have a quick peek at our coming video. In the next video, we will continue our look at deploying and managing Windows Server 2012 with a look at Windows Server 2012 roles and features. Thank you for watching this video, and please have a look at your assignment for this module.